to Talladega to do a little racing, drive 500 miles. My thoughts of embracing speed around.
Well, we don't have a clapper here, so.
We have a clapper.
That's okay. We don't have a clapper. We'll just, instead of action, we'll just go green. Green.
Go.
All right, go. All right, welcome to Need for Speed. This is going to be a special edition that we.
You're having way too much fun with that.
Yeah, I'm having. There we go. We'll leave it there. It's kind of a caution, but we want to talk about the great time that we had down at Wall Stadium Speedway. It's an asphalt track, 1/3 asphalt track, oval, high banks, fantastic, easy to get to. It's right down there off of Route 34 in Wall Township. Not exactly sure what town, but Wall Township. Coming from this area here in the Trenton, Levittown, Fairless Hills area, anywhere from Bucks County, just take 195 east down to 34. Take the jug handle, go up a little bit on 34 east. It's like a mile up. Take another jug handle because it's Jersey now, and you'll end up in there. So very easy to get to. Once you get there, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm totally blown away. It's been 35 years since I've been there, at least, and I was totally blown away when I walked in there, or we drove in there, and from all the amenities there, the concessions, the attitudes of the people, the everything's going on. It was like a carnival almost. We met with Earl Krause, who's the announcer and one of the big heads down there at the Wall Stadium Speedway, and he gave us all access passes, which was fantastic. I'm very honored to be given that privilege to go through all that. And we got to interview Earl, which we'll talk about here. And Earl introduced us to a bunch of drivers, and just wandered the pits, meeting a lot of the drivers and a lot of staff and a lot of people that are involved with Wall Stadium. And it was just, I can't tell you how fantastic that experience was down there. All right, well, take a look at this clip that we did with Earl because it's really fantastic. It's a couple minutes long. It got a lot of information in there, and it was a lot of fun. So check out Earl.
We're here at Wall Stadium with Earl Krause, announcer for here, trying to get some excitement about Wall Stadium and some of the racing that goes on here. And we'll let Earl talk a little bit about what goes on, what you can expect, what a nice family fun night it is for everybody, because this is a really unique track.
Well, Fred, great to have you here tonight, as well as Craig and Mike. Wall Stadium was built in 1950, the winter of 1949-50, by the Nykel family. You can hear the modifieds in the background. The track's a 1/3 mile high bank paved oval, and it's very much the same as it was from 1950. And it's been continuous racing here ever since. Tonight is our annual Garden State Classic for the modified division. It's 125 laps. One of the most prestigious races for the modifieds in New Jersey, and one of the most continuous. Had its first running in 1957 when track legend Heath Frazee took the win. And over the years, many great drivers have won the Garden State Classic. It's an event that all the drivers want to win in the modified division, add their name to that very special award. And tonight we also have the Sportsman division, our weakest sportsman cars, the Fast 4 division, which are 4 cylinders, and the TQ Midgets, the American 3/4 Midget Racing Association. These are winged TQs powered by motorcycle engines, and they run on the inner 5th mile track, and they put on a very good show as well. TQs are a traveling organization, the ATQ MRA, but Wall Stadium is their home track. It's always great to have them, especially on the Garden State Classic night. And Fred, it's great to have you here tonight. I know you've come a lot of shots in the area. Great job for our sport. It's nice to have you here at Wall Stadium. That's cool.
So happy to be here. Can't wait for the race to start.
Very good.
We'll touch base with you in a little bit.
Now I'll kind of turn the interview around. You said you were first here like 35 years ago.
35 years ago. I can't even remember who was running or whatever, but this is something, I used to live kind of down the road, so I used to stop over here at night, on Saturday night, and catch a race here and there. So.
And of course your background is that your dad worked on race cars.
Yeah, my dad was a race car. He drove for a little bit, but mostly we were dirt track. But that leads me to a question. Is this the only asphalt track in New Jersey? Or?
Yes, it is. Yes.
So you don't have to get dirty if you don't want to get dirty. Come down the wall, nice and clean.
That's it. Every
nice out there,
Saturday
good
night.
racing. So, yeah,
So, very good.
so, well, thanks, Earl. We'll
A pleasure. Great to have you here tonight.
touch and base back and forth. We're going to get racing tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Earl because there was a lot of information about everything that was going on at Wall Stadium Speedway. And we'll just touch on some of the things that we did while we were wandering around. It was, myself, Craig, who's behind the camera right now, and Creepy Mike. And we got to leave that in there, Craig. My buddy Mike Russo, and we just had a good time. We're wandering around out there in the concessions. There's a bunch of concessions. You can get anything you want. Of course, I got a sausage sandwich like I always do. And no, I'm not talking about your Impossible Burger. Yeah, you can get an Impossible Burger there. We were embarrassed. But just walking through the concessions, seeing all the fans and the families getting there, and in the picnic area, it was just a good experience. They have an arcade down there with a lot of the '80s, early '90s games. No Grand Theft Auto or anything down there, but you don't want any of that. But a lot of pinball, a lot of stuff. There was just a lot of stuff going on, and it was really, really, like I said, a carnival atmosphere. And check out some of the sights and sounds that we have in the pictures here, and it was very enjoyable. Once we got up into the stands, there's not really a bad seat in the house, and we had we parked ourselves in there, marked our territory, and then it was like right around the flag stand, and the guys out doing hot laps, stuff like that. It was, cool watching and listening to the cars going around one at a time, and then qualifying. It's just, and again, also seeing all the family-friendly events going on down there. There was a bunch of there was a motorcycle show. There was something for everyone down there. There was the quarter midget show. We also call them TQs. We'll be interviewing one of the guys in a later clip here, but it was just fantastic from start to finish. I really thoroughly enjoyed our experience there. All right, one of the really special things we got to do while we were down there, and I want to thank Earl again for this, was letting us, go through the pits and wander around, and he was with us, introduced us to a bunch of drivers, and we actually got to interview 3 or 4 of them while we were on there, and very, very cool people. A couple of young guys. One ended up winning. Karsten won. Interviewed another girl, Brianna, and Andrew Krause, who ended up chasing Karsten for most of that race, and ended up second. So it was it was really, really cool. And then to see those families that are still involved in there, all those families were 2 or 3 generations of racers and being involved in racing, and maybe even more. So it was just fantastic going through the pits and getting to meet some of these people, getting to know them. And hopefully we get back down there and continue the relationship with them. One of the cool things that we got to find out about was that Karsten works for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his crew, and he came up from there to Wall because they were off, and so he got to run his own car. But just to see somebody that has that kind of oomph in the racing world, it really, really was cool.
Hey guys, Carson E. John Tommaso. Tune into 1490 WVCB, Need for Speed.
Yeah, my dad used to run. He ran down here a little bit. Mm-hmm. And there was a couple of his buddies get back in mid-70s. Okay. So, yep. My grandfather was 1967 novice sportsman champion. Wow. So it's been a while, but we brought another one back. We were also 2 years repeat track champion in Legends Stars, 2011, 2012. Mm-hmm. And I think in those 2 years we managed to win 17 out of 34 races. There you go. Very good. Nice percentage, King. Yes. Oh, absolutely. So this is a really nice looking car. Thank you. So, can you say your name again for the podcast? My name's Derek Hopkinson. I'm last year's modified track champion and Garden State Classic winner. How long have you been racing in Wall?
Well, I started in quarter midgets down next door when I was 6. And TQs I started in 2013. And then the Sportsman this year is my rookie season.
Oh, nice.
So, back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I obviously enjoy racing. For those of you in the sport,
I don't know. I guess it's just kind of a family thing, and once you're in it, what's not to like and get out of it? So my mom's cousin Donnie Ling used to race here, and of course Don Ling with Ling Trucking. So my mom ran dirt sportsman rookies, dad go-karts, just kind of our thing, like most people who race.
Yeah, we just got to do a couple of little things, so I appreciate the time.
All right.
And good luck for that.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been running as well?
Geez. Probably since 2010 or so. We've been here, so yeah, it's like 14, 15 years now.
Nice.
But yeah, this is our home. You know, try to be here every week.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll get out of the way.
Yeah,
We just wanted to get a couple.
no, we're just trying to. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just trying to get everything ready here to qualify. So we just put all the tires on, just trying to get the sizes and everything right for them. And,
Yeah, and we're trying to drum up caller for the radio show.
oh, very cool.
So
Okay.
I'll swap information with Earl.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever
That's on there.
you guys need or something.
We're trying to get some excitement back into the racing.
I hope so. Yeah, this is a pretty cool place. I mean, especially this is a pretty unique track. We got with the high banks and everything. They mix it up pretty good. We got a good field of cars here tonight. A couple outsiders coming in, so that's cool. We always like to have that little bit of a dynamic. Between the local guys who are here every week, and then some of the bigger guys showing up. So yeah, take a walk down, take a look at some of the cars. I mean, everyone here is pretty friendly and everything. So. At least for now. After the race, we don't know. But we'll start out that way.
All right, well, it's good to meet you.
Yes, you as well.
All right, talk to you soon.
Take care.
One of the coolest things that Earl did for us was give us access. Like I said, we had an all access pass, but he had one of the places that usually nobody ever goes to, and he let us up there was the control tower where they're showing everything. And so during one of the intermissions, we were up there and interviewing about what goes on behind the scenes at Wall Township, and it was amazing to see what goes on up in those control towers, to say with the least. So I want to thank Earl for letting us up there and then doing an interview with me up there, and really brought back a lot of memories.
And once again, we'd like to welcome up to the tower and join the racing here tonight, Fred Fletcher from radio station WBCB over at the New Jersey-Pennsylvania state line. Fred hosts the Need for Speed racing show every Thursday morning at 9:30. WBCB is on 107.3 FM and 1490 AM. You can also find it on the internet. And Fred, great having you here. Again, you were there. We talked to you during the heat races. It was kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're getting ready for feature events, including the Garden State Classic. And you mentioned this is your first time back at Wall Stadium in some 35 years.
35
what do you
years.
think?
Oh, man. I'm hooked right back to it. I'm right back to the wall. So, yeah, some great racing, what we've seen so far, and I'm looking forward to the features and everything coming up. So, thanks for having us again.
Absolutely. And going back those 35 years, what brought you to Wall Stadium that first time? Was it with your dad who worked on race cars?
Yes.
Or?
Yes, I was with my dad. He worked on a bunch of race cars throughout the years, all different styles, dirt track mostly, but a lot of he was friends with Jeff Bodine, Richie Evans, and we used to hang down here with them when they ran down here. And when they were hopping back and forth between Flemington and East Windsor and here. But so I haven't been down here since a long, long time. So.
And your home is actually where, Fred?
I'm originally from Trenton, but I'm living in Fairless Hills right now.
Okay.
At Levittown area, right across the bridge from Trenton. And WBCB is a local radio station which does a great job of hitting all the local areas, and now they're expanding out into the inner world. And so that's why we're trying to get some more action down here at the tracks.
Well, I know on Thursday morning at 9 o'clock you have the automotive show that people can call in, ask for advice on their cars. Mm-hmm. And then from 9:30 to 10 is the racing show. Right. What gave you the idea to start the racing program?
Well, we're still talking. I've been going back to New Egypt for about 5-6 years now, maybe even longer. And it seemed like a natural thing. I got to know Nick Leach, and we were talking, and I'm saying, I'm going to start kicking a show. I'm going to start see if we can jog up some interest in racing. Like when I was a little kid, it was like every day almost.
That's right.
It was like every day back in the early 70s, mid 70s. and we want to see that kind of interest come back. So we're doing what we can to get people notified that these tracks are in the area, and that there's a lot of great racing, and you don't want to miss it.
One of the neat things about Wall Stadium is there are 3 and sometimes 4 generations of fans who are here, fans and racers. It goes back to when the track was built in 1950, and we have such a loyal fan base here on a Saturday night. It's neat to see so many families are here,
Yes.
and they're really into it on Saturday nights.
Yeah, some of these people I probably saw 35 years ago,
Yes.
but we all changed over all that time, so I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're here tonight for the Garden State Classic. It's one of the most prestigious races in New Jersey, and certainly for the track. And you can see the excitement building already.
Yes, I am glad to be here. I'm really, really glad you invited me down so we could do this interview and the podcast.
Absolutely.
And then get prepped up for the radio show. I'm actually upset now that we're not having a show on Thursday because of the 4th of July. We got to wait 2 weeks to tell everybody all the cool stuff that we've done.
Well,
here
thank
today.
you. I look forward to calling in the following weeks.
Oh, yeah. We'll dedicate the show to Wall Stadium.
All right.
So, all right. Well, thanks, Earl.
Thank you very much, Fred. And Fred and his pit crew of Craig and Mike are right there in the grandstand, right in front of the tower, enjoying all the action. So when you see them, please say hello and thank them for doing a fine job promoting local auto racing. Fred Fletcher from WBCB Radio, The Need for Speed, on Thursday mornings at 9:30.
All right. Thanks, Earl.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So, as you can see from all the stuff that you see over here behind me, is that we had a great time at Wall Stadium. Again, Earl was the man. He let us get all over the place. He took us to places that a lot of people don't see. We got to experience some stuff and bring it to you, so you can get interested in racing in Wall Township, because from the racing, from the quarter midgets to the sportsmen's to the modifieds. It was just a great night of racing. In and out of there, access from, you weren't stuck in a whole lot of traffic. So it's just, there's nothing unenjoyable about Wall Township Stadium, Wall Stadium Speedway. And we encourage everybody to go down there, check us out on Need for Speed Radio, also our YouTube channel. And check out Wall Stadium on their Facebook, and they also have a website, Wall Stadium Speedway .com. And I really encourage it, because it was really, I cannot say enough. Again, I sound like I'm broken record, but we had such a great time down there, and we want everybody to experience racing in that way. So, cool. Everybody have a great week. Peace.
At the last race in Pocono, I took my